Welcome back to Let's Play DDO Permadeath, Part 12. Okay, so this session I'm going to be doing the Waterworks. So here we go. And this is actually a good place for people to pick up watching the videos if they thought the really low level stuff, Corpus and Harbour, was not interesting.
The strong smell of sewage permeates the air around you.
So I'm going to redo the introduction here for people that have
You
skipped
hear
over some
human
of the
voices up ahead.
skipped over some of the earlier videos. So this is a Permadeath pure solo run that I'm doing here, playing under the rules of my guild, Extreme Explorers. That's extremeexplorers.guildportal.com. You can find a link to the rules there if you're interested. The most obvious rule, of course, for Permadeath is if I die, then the character has to leave the guild and the sequence of videos comes to an end. And in fact I want to leave the character if he dies, since I don't play any non-Permadeath characters on this server. Once they're dead, they are dead. I'm going to try and get as far as I can in the game, hopefully on the way to level 20, we'll see. That's a long way to go, though.
A putrid stench comes from the other side of the door.
Yeah, I will put a link to the Permadeath rules in the video description as well. Thanks for the positive comments I've had on the videos so far. Good to know you guys are finding it interesting, or at least a few of you are. I'm just going to get check on the rare here. And on the subject of comments on the videos, I saw a couple of people were considering trying Permadeath, either as a result of the videos or just because it reminded them that it's something they could do. So I thought I'd take the time here to make a few suggestions. So I think Permadeath is a really fun way to play. In particular, even doing low level stuff like this, the fact that you can die at any minute of the game and the game is then over really makes you pay attention to what you're doing and makes every fight interesting, makes you think about every fight. Obviously, it's, as well as being fun, it's also frustrating. You lose a character when you make a mistake. And, there's no getting away from that aspect of it. I've lost level 17 characters before Permadeath, and it kind of sucks, but nevertheless, I enjoy playing Permadeath. I pretty much only play Permadeath these days. Some people find that deleting a character even after a few hours of work is just not to their liking. Clearly, once you get into the high levels, there's a lot of work invested in a character. That can be tough. But it does simply make the game more interesting, having actual consequences for the mistakes you make. The rules vary between Permadeath guilds. There's no single set of rules that people agree on, other than the basic rule about when you die, it's over. Basically there's a spectrum between the more relaxed guilds, like the Extreme Explorers, the one I'm in, where we have the Permadeath rule, but we don't try and make the game harder necessarily. And then there are the sort of hardcore Permadeath guilds, like Mortal Voyage, where they aren't just doing Permadeath, they're also trying to make the game as hard as they reasonably can. So maybe for the really experienced players who have got burned out doing the game non-Permadeath and want something that's a mega challenge, they go for one of the harder guilds. But if you want to just enjoy the Permadeath tactics, there's the more relaxed ones. So I suggest you read the rules of a few different guilds and decide what suits you. Nice heroism potion. Alright, so, on to the Waterworks. Well, I got one rare at least. So, the Waterworks is clearly a DDO classic. It's a really popular quest chain at low levels. Very good XP. I'm hoping from this to get near to level 6. Once I've done the whole chain. I did Catacombs and parts 1 through 3 a couple of videos ago, and I did Red Fang in the last video in order to build up my elite streak as much as I could. Give myself the best chance of making it, to get as much XP from the Waterworks as possible, since it's a lot of XP. And so having the streak going as well really ramps up the amount of XP you get. Although, as people will have seen who watched those videos, it was a bit scary. I had quite a few close calls doing those, doing both Catacombs and Red Fang. Particularly Red Fang, where I hadn't done the poison trap room on Elite since they upgraded the poison traps to do damage. So that got a bit scary. I didn't take it cautiously enough at first. And so I ended up having to do the room very slowly when I realised that it was going to be very dangerous indeed. So the Waterworks is also definitely a Permadeath classic as well. It's obviously a popular free-to-play low-level quest chain that since you spend a lot more time at low levels doing Permadeath. It's one that we spend some time in. You're going to see me doing that a lot in this run again. Building Kobold Shaman. The lightning bolts are pretty much the most dangerous thing in the Kobold content. At least the most dangerous part for the Kobolds. So doing a lot of jumping around and take the lightning bolts and away. Also really dangerous. Yeah, so the Waterworks Elite in particular is a Permadeath classic. We tend to bring all of our new buildings in here pretty early on. This is kind of a testing ground. If people can live through this, then they're paying attention. We do find a lot of people zerg off into the distance and get killed, or just aren't paying attention to the Kobold Shaman and get killed.
You hear a loud chorus of snoring creatures behind the door.
A lot of people aren't used to actually having to dodge the kobolds. Yeah, so a lot of new guildies die in here as a result, and pretty much that's when you find out whether people are going to stick with Permadeath or not. people lose their first character and decide that having to delete their character when they make a mistake is not for them. Which is understandable. Clearly it's just not going to appeal to everybody. I should talk about my character here a bit as well. So I'm going pure artificer on this guy, ranged focus, and so far it's looking pretty good. This is the first artificer I've played, and he's going very strongly, which is what I'd heard of artificers, but as I say, first time I've tried it. For this one. If the named spider's in here, then this fight gets nasty. Because he can do some serious harm. It's not good. My dog's box breaking is working today. Good. Well, it worked for all of 2 seconds. This being Permadeath, I'm trying to eke out every bit of XP that I can from these low level quests, so I'm breaking everything. And of course my dog wakes up at the last minute. Alright, we have the key, over to the other side. The other thing about this quest, Permadeath, that always amuses me is how different it is playing as Permadeath from playing a normal pug in here. Now, the last time I did this quest on a pug, 4 out of 6 people died in the first fight. You don't see that kind of thing doing Permadeath. Unsurprisingly, when people lose their character, when they make mistakes like that, they don't make themselves. I'm sure that there are some sensible non-permanent guilds too, but permanent seems like a very reliable way of achieving a good plan. And I can't say some of the non-permadeath tactics ever really appealed to me. There was a lot of let people deliberately die in traps and then someone carry their stone to the next shrine kind of tactics when playing non-permadeath. And that didn't appeal to me at all. It's just actual adventure into situation. That sound big into role-playing, but that just didn't appeal to me.
You hear an arrogant and loud yipping voice behind the door.
Character stats for the people that are interested. Right, that's the easy side of the level done. Gets a bit harder on the other side. In terms of gear at the moment, this guy doesn't have a lot very exciting. He pulled some good loot in Red Fang yesterday, including a moderate bought chainmail shirt. So that will be very handy once I get to level 6 and use it. This fight at the end here is a bit dodgy. People often charge up to this one forgetting that there are wolves, but the wolves make it a lot more dangerous. There's another spot that kills the guildies. In fact, quite a few times we've done this chain where people end up running in a circle around this start area here, being chased by the wolf pack. Usually because they're not following directions. They're the wrong way out of the shrine. The other spot you can die, of course, is lightning bolted by the shaman in here. In fact, I think I will park my pet up here a moment, because he's probably going to get lightning bolted. Taken out. Could try in here, but I don't really need to. Okay, time to clear the spiders. Spiders kind of seem like this guy's nemesis so far. They're very fast and mobile, which makes them kind of tricky to target with the ranged weapons. Having ablative armor certainly helps here. It's soaking up a lot of my damage, saving me healing. Okay, stacking up the XP now. Alright, the easy part done. Next one will not be so easy. Damn it, I forgot to talk to the guy back there. Sorry about that. Trying to commentate on the videos and do the quests and avoid dying all at the same time. Occasionally a little too much for me, it seems. Alright, 4000 XP from a level 3 quest, can't complain about that. And this one will be even more. I'm worried about my pet wandering into the trap here, so I'm going to park him defensive inside the door here. Hopefully that's far enough from the trap. And there's a boss shaman down there. Okay, one shaman down. Looks like he might have an axe. Alright. That went nice and safely. Ambush behind here is always worth dealing with first. Okay. Hey, let's do my first 1,000 conjured bolts. All right. Alright, now this fight gets exciting, but it should be straightforward on an artificer, I think. This is one that can trip up permanent groups. The The unwary get too far into the room and have the gate drop behind them. But the safe tactic is to stay up here. Just pull guys back. Indeed, I would normally pull them around the corner. Since I have good range damage on this guy, I don't really need to.
Notice some deep scratches along the wall that crudely spell out the word bloodletter.
We have an artificer in that fight, you don't really need anyone else. Mnemonic potion, nice. There might be some wolves in this area. Oh, here we go. Yep, those groups of wolves are not to be taken lightly in here.
You hear human voices begging for help from the other side of the door. The prisoner thanks you for freeing him and runs off to sea.
What's my pet actually wearing? Alright. Yeah, there's a plus loot weekend on at the moment. Hey, nearly made the beginner mistake and ran headlong into the ambush there. Yeah, very good. More wolves. Pity my spot isn't high enough on this guy to see the wolves. It is a skill that I'm putting points into. Just thought isn't a skill that seems to be recommended that much, but I find it improves survivability a lot with Permadeath. And we got sea guys coming. Actually very valuable. Okay, I think I'm done over this side. Over to the prison itself. Picking out the shaft first here. Damn it. The curse is actually a rather nasty debuff to get on the Kobold content, since it makes you a bit of a lightning bolt magnet. Although I've been doing pretty well at dodging them so far. Okay, next I'm going to deliberately trigger the ambush behind and get that dealt with first. Do not want these guys behind me.
This appears to be Clan Gnashtooth's main prison.
Hey. Come back here, pet. Alright. Now, this room up here, this is one of the rooms that really shows players with good tactics from bad. It's something that we're always giving new players advice in this room. It's very easy to die in here if you're playing it that cautiously. Opening the prison cells first gives you spaces to duck into out of the way of the Kobold Shaman. Gives you somewhere to get away from the lightning bolts. And also to stay away from the edge, where there's lots of guys down below that can shoot you if you're too close to the edge. Alright, the water is coming. I have my pet in here. I'm not drawing that much aggro. I expected it might be a bit more frantic. This is a room that can get very frantic.
The prisoner thanks you for freeing him and runs off to safety.
I guess I don't solo this one very often. There's obviously less guys when you're soloing. Full inventory. heads trying to die out there. Time spent playing clerics is paying off. Gets you into the habit of fighting and healing at the same time. Okay, I need to lever down there to open all these other cells. Let's do that. Alright, we're looking pretty much clear now. Sorry, just answering questions from a guildie here. Because Extreme Explorers is one of the probably the more relaxed of the Permadeath guild, we do get some people join the guild that haven't played the game before, so we do get more of a variety of players probably than you'd get in the more hardcore Permadeath guilds, which pretty much are only going to be players that have a lot of experience playing the game. Clearly, if you're playing hard all the time and skipping half the shrines, you've got to be a good player to start with. We tend to have a lot of people join the guild that are ex-pen and paper players, or current pen and paper players I should say, in many cases, who just prefer the playstyle of Permadeath, probably because they're used to having pen and paper characters, and in pen and paper you also try to avoid getting a character killed. Okay, looks clear here. So we do have like friends of pen and paper players just join the guild directly when they start playing the game and never play non-permadeath sometimes. I think this guy's one of those. Okay, everything clear except the zombies. The zombies are going to be tough as hell on this guy. I do not do great damage against the undead. They're going to be much harder than the rest of the quest, I fear.
You notice a wooden hatch beneath the surface of the water.
Albeit they're a much more predictable hazard, and you can back up into the water here if you get in trouble. So,
Your
not as
spine
much of an
tingles as
uncontrolled
you hear
risk.
the low moans of the undead.
not as much of a risk perhaps as the Kobold Shaman. That's helping out a lot, so that's not too bad. Alright, Conquest and Ransack. Conquest and Ransack and inventory problems. I think I may have missed some of the stuff in the chest back here, actually. Oh hey, I missed this door as well. Glad I came back. I'm kind of reluctant to throw away collectibles, as you may be noticing. Perhaps needlessly so, but... I do have Ransack. I don't need to go for all those odd barrels that are still around. Good. Yeah, perhaps needlessly so, but I do hate to throw collectibles away. In fact, the first thing I buy on this guy well, the first purchase from vendors that's a substantial amount of money will be a medium collectibles bag. I will be doing some crafting on this guy, since he's an artificer. So the collectibles will clearly be useful for that. I tend to collect them anyway, although they're not so useful now. Turbine has nerfed them to the point that you have to collect.
Arlos dashes off towards the surface and safety.
Now you have to collect ridiculous amounts to get anything useful. But I'm hopeful they'll fix that at some point. There we go. Right, I'm going to check the rares on this side of the waterworks and then recall, sell and repair before part 2. Part 3 and 4, I guess I could call it. Inventory. Bad timing actually. I completed the 2 quests just before my ship buffs ran out. Alright, one more rest check, then I'll recall cell repair. Very nice XP from those 2 parts, I just did. Got me a whole rank, I believe.
A putrid stench comes from the other side of the door.
Right. Right, so I'm going to cell repair. See you in the next video for the other half of the waterworks.